Alright, Shalom Akim, start the lesson. I do want to give all praise and honor to our Shai by Hashem HaKadosh. The ones our apostles and elders of the great millstone that taught us his truth. Peace and blessing to the sincere Akims. Okay, I'm the brother Ariar from the great millstone Miami camp. And I come back to the spirit power of Yahweh by Hashem Shai and make another lesson. Okay, and in this lesson I'll be going into how the Most High is going to destroy America just like unto Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay, seeing what has happened in Sodom and Gomorrah, okay, that's the same way that the Lord is going to overthrow this place, when it comes to destruction-wise. All right? And as we can see what happened in Sodom and Gomorrah was, a lot of homosexuality that was being done in Sodom and Gomorrah. And, seeing now in America, they have taken the same attributes, man, the same ways. Okay, scriptures tell us, it's not right being a momo. Okay, and the scriptures say, if a man lay with a man like he lay with him as he lay as a woman, they both shall be put to death. Okay, so being in that mindset or being that, being in that mindset, you are ought to be destroyed. Okay, Lord is saying that you should be put to death. And seeing what America pushes, America pushes that Momo spirit. Okay, that do as you want spirit. Okay, being able to choose what you want and, marry anything. Okay, shit, you could marry a tree if you wanted to. Okay, and that ain't right, man. You could marry a fucking horse, a dog, showing you the wickedness of the place. But ultimately, what brought me up to this lesson is due to what, the ex-president Barack Obama, who the Southern Kingdom and Northern Kingdom adored. Okay, they loved Barack Obama. All right, but here it is, saying some, some wicked shit, man. Okay, in the articles right here, it says, Barack Obama says, men need gay friends to teach empathy, to be role model to kids. Okay, showing you, the mindset of this devil. Okay, because Barack Obama is not an Israelite. Okay, he's a Hamite. Okay, because they would never elect an Israelite to be a ruler over Babylon. Okay, he saw Edom would never let that happen, but showing you how, Babylon needs to be destroyed, man. Okay, and if we stay here any longer, shit's gonna get even worse. Okay, mind you, this is coming out of the mouth of a former president that has said this, man. He's saying that kids. It says the former president talked about the importance of boys having diverse role models and appearance week on his wife's podcast. Okay, now what minds, why would, little kids, little men or little boys need a Momo role model, man? Knowing the type of freaky shit that these damn fucking Momos be doing, man. And that's why Babylon gotta really be destroyed, because of the stuff like this, man. Okay, how can we abide in a country where stuff like this is just okay and it's just passed, it's just passed on like, nothing ever happened? Like this, this should bring some concern to your eyes, man. If you are somebody with sense, okay, somebody with some type of, common sense, no person would want those people around their kids, knowing what they do to those kids, man. All right, no one should even want your kids around that. But as soon as you say something, you are viewed as the bad guy, and that's ultimately why we need the kingdom, and this place has to be destroyed. Because look at the stuff that they're pushing. Okay, even when Obama was in office, he the one that gave the green light for same-sex marriage. And then following after him, when Joe Biden came into office after Trump, Okay, you know, Joe Biden and Kamala flooded the office with a whole bunch of freaking transformers, put a lot of transformers in, in power. Okay, showing you the type of things that they're pushing on the masses. All right, but, I had a couple of precepts lined up. Okay, but the title lesson is going to be that this place needs to be destroyed, man. Babylon needs its divine judgment from Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, man. This is Revelation 18 verse 5, and it says, "For her sins have reached to the heavens, and the Most High has remembered her iniquities." Okay, so the sins of America has reached into the heavens. All right, starting from all the way when we was in captivity on the Esau, going back to slavery. Okay, so there's a lot of things that this devil did that the Most High remembered, and to now, the type of legislations and the thing that this devil was pushing. All right, that Lord did not forget any of these things, man. To the point where Babylon's sins has been reached into the heavens. That that's why the scriptures reference this place is going to get the same judgment as Sodom and Gomorrah. All right, by fire and brimstone. Sodom and Gomorrah went out. This country is going to go out the same way with fire. Okay, by those nuclear ICBMs, man. And that's only right for us to ask for, man. That's only that's only right judgment for America, man. There is no saving America. The scriptures say that we would have healed Babylon, but Babylon cannot be healed. All right, there's no other remedy for this place. The only remedy is, this place being, totally burnt up. Okay, fire is is a good cleansing agent. Okay, that's the only way for this place to be cleansed. All right, because as we can see, the type of things that are being pushed on kids. And one thing too, these Christians should be in an uproar about these things, but but they're not. Okay, because ultimately, why they cannot say anything due to their 501c3. All right, but these Christians should be in an uproar about this, man. All right, this should bring this should throw some red flags in these people's faces, man, of what former presidents are saying, man. All right, the president, that y'all love so much is saying that it's okay for your son, or your son should have a Momo friend, man, or you should have they should have a role model. Their role model should be a Momo, and them at a young age, and them having that type of role model. What does that do? That starts to corrupt the minds of those kids, man. So yeah, y'all Christians that saw that and didn't come in uproar or say anything about Lord saw that, man. All right, moving on. This is Matthew 10 verse 15, and it says, "Verily I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah in the day of judgment than for that city." Showing you that, the fire that the Lord is going to bring is going to be more, it's going to be even more hotter than what was happening in Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay, and I'm going to see if I can grab that in the NOT, man, just to get a clear, body shot. Matthew's, verse 10 and 15. It says, "I tell you the truth, the wicked cities of Sodom and Gomorrah will be better off than such town on Judgment Day." showing you how hot, how hot these nuclear ICBMs are going to be when it comes to judgment. Okay, it's telling you that you would have rather been, all right, in the wicked cities of Sodom and Gomorrah, and it'll be more tolerable than the judgment that's about to come. Showing you the Lord is really about to burn this place up. really see, really wreak havoc on America due to the wicked shit that's happening now in front of our eyes, man. Okay? Them saying that, Barack Obama saying that, your kids should have a role model and that person should be a Momo. Okay, nobody in their right mind wants that, man. Okay, because that's going to bring out corruption and that's going to corrupt the minds of the kids, man. And when the kid is so young, their minds are open to knowledge, man. Okay? So, the scripture said that. That's why the scripture say to seek him, in his youth. Because while you're in your youth, you are not corrupted as much. Okay? You haven't gone through different things. You haven't heard different things before, man. Okay, because once you get older, and you done heard, about this thing, and then now, me and the Lord try to tell you about the truth, and you don't want to listen because of why? Because you heard it before. But that's why the Lord wants you while you're young, man. Okay, because your minds are more open to knowledge. Okay, but if you have a Momo teaching you about, or being a role model, what is that gonna do, man? Okay, slowly but surely, that's gonna continue to corrupt your mind, man. All right, and that's why we ultimately gotta depart from Babylon, which is America, because of these type of things, man. All right, these things that should be brought to the light, because these things aren't right, man. The Lord is not pleased with stuff like this that's being said in America. All right, and that's why the Lord got to destroy this place ultimately due to those reasons. Okay, due to the stuff that's being said and done in America, man. All right. But yeah, our community, the entire lesson is going to be, this place, okay, is reserved for judgment. All right, saying that there's a lot of wickedness going on in America. There's being pushed, a lot of things that's being said that shouldn't be said. Lord gonna have to just come back and destroy this place. Okay, because if this place continues, it's just gonna get even worse and worse, man. Okay, so Lord was edified with that. I do want to give all praise and all glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Shai by Hashem, Kakadash, that wanted to our apostles and elders of great millstone and taught us his truth. Peace and blessing to the sincere octaves. With that, I want to say shalom.